So you wanna come up?
Hi.
Can you move? Cause now you ruined the freaking thing for the stream. Oh my god, now I'm gonna have to go in front of you.
Who's gonna be watching this together?
Yeah, but not next to each other. As long as I can see the screen, it's okay.
Could you see it?
Yes, I can see full. You know what? I'm going on top of a tree. Literally, I'm going on top of a tree. I'm tired of this.
Why?
Because there's a tree right here.
You can get on top of it.
On a bet. Oh, you could! You could! You literally could! I literally just, no, now all kids are trying to get up there. Don't let them get up there. Bro, did a kid go up there for real?
Yeah.
He is gay. Everybody steals my stupid idea. Now it's jam full. You're jumping off. You jump off. Now you better move it. I'm not gonna let anybody see nothing. Push him off. Yeah. Hold on, let me get my. Bro! Not pushing back. Not blocking from getting up. You got up?
They're down!
Which one are we pushing off? Why do the people gotta be here? Bro, these kids are so annoying. I wish we had a don't fail party royale. Like, why can't they do that? Like, that would be way better, then we could roleplay in it. Fine, play with me, fun. Jeez, don't have a heart attack. Just over me. I make the funniest jokes. Go ahead and join, little lolly.
No.
I'm not a pervert like you, so you should shut the hell up.
I'm not a pervert.
I saw them pics, but what about those pictures though? Oh! I found the best spot. Look where I'm at. Oh, you know how I'm gonna see. I look at the back of the screen. Yate. Black leather glove, no sequins. Everybody's looking at me. I'm like, they're literally trying me. They're like, man, you just see one person just griefing it all. Oh, you're on the branch, the thing up there.
No.
Oh shit, bro! Now we gotta get over there. I'm about to go yate, yate, yate. Nobody could come to us. Let's go, and then we can just look at the screen. Why can't we just watch them backwards? And there's a seat right there. Oh, we didn't think about that. We didn't think about that. Oh wait, but there's stuff in front of it, so. Let me get to your side. If you come to my side. Black leather. We tried it at the same time. You crack it. Whoa, they're kissing up there. Watch it out, y'all. And she pushed him off. She was like, let me go, mwah, and then he's gonna fall off. Or we could just be on the zip line the whole time.
Hey, yo, bro, you bitch.
Who you think you is, fool? Jeez, that was not funny.
Bro, you thick, bro, you thick.
Oh, I'm thick? I already knew that.
Ruby right here, she's thick.
Don't you ever say that. That's Foot's skin. Did you know that? You know that's Foot's favorite skin, right?
No.
It is.
No,
Foot,
it's
is
not.
Ruby your favorite skin? Everybody's gonna ruin the view, bro. Is she in here yet? Foot join. I think Foot blocked me.
Why?
Cause I never seen her on my friend list again.
Real, the thingy's back.
What
Get
the?
our spot back.
Go. Did you get up
Come on
top of
in.
there?
Yeah.
Let's go. Oh, it's starting in like 19 minutes.
We have 19 minutes and it starts.
Yo, I'm sweating.
Black Lives Matter.
I'm joking, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna go get unsweaty. But black lives do matter. Oh look.
So,
Yo.
no one has come on here yet.
That's lit. Thank God we can't emote.
Yeah.
Cause we
I
would
would be
just,
tight.
yeah, cause I would be hearing that the whole time.
Yeah.
You could see without my head blocking it, right?
Yeah.
Alright, good.
Can you see what my horn blocking it?
Of course. Black leather glove, no sequence. No, he better stop gliding up there.
I just got completely paused. I'm so sorry. I'm just like, bye-bye.
This is our spot, bro.
No one can take. He's coming back. Get ready. He's coming back.
I know there's a faster way over there, though.
Alright, get ready, block.
Block. Yeah, y'all ain't doing this. I got 47. I need
I
an
added the
extra
person to
47.
tell me to get off my wall. He accepted the Broncos. I invited you to the party.
Get off my rock. Get the hell off my rock, bro. Oh, damn it. Hurry up. Block until I'm there. Block. Yeet. Hi. It's about to start soon. Black leather glove. I got that black leather glove. No sequence. Yes, I will.
No!
Just blocked his view.
I'm texting saying, get off my rock.
Just invite him. Just spam invite him so he gets annoyed. Spam invite, spam invite. Literally just spam invite. There we go, no sequence. Wow, every skin here is a black. Half of the skins here. Ad. I told them an ad. I sent them an ad. I'm about to get the hell out of it. Move out Far Rock, man. Move the hell out Far Rock, bruh. Move the hell off our damn rock, fool.
I'm getting his view.
Yep, get in his view. Let's see. On me, on Instagram. Bruh. This man only has 180 followers. Oh my god.
And Instagrammer?
No, he doesn't even have friends or following. You want me to be his first PlayStation friend? I'm done. I'm not gonna follow him.
He has no make friends?
He has no friends. He brought that account. Alright, finally, we did it.
I added him.
I sent him an invite. Yikes. Oh, hell no. Now this man's on our rock? Hell no. Boy. You either back it up or I'm gonna make you go fast enough.
This is our first stop.
I can see her clearly. Oh, it's about to start. 6:47. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
I love how we're little clips and we're doing this. Oh, we should be doing the Ver emote.
Every chair. Alright, when we got off.
Got off. He got off. Yeah. He got off. You can see the screen perfectly fine.
Yes. Disconnect the mic. Who did the person?
Tusami. Well, that yeah, I'll let him stay. Unless there's only one king, or there's only one king on the rock. The one king.
The king of the rock. And this is the
right here.
And this is the vice king.
Oh hell no, I ain't no vice king. I'm the left side of the king, and you the right king, and I'm the middle king too. Oh yeah. You wanna know something? Yes. I got the left, the right, and the middle. What does that mean?
11 more minutes. And the group.
It's on private. No secrets. Black leather glove, no. Oh. No sequence. Let's just join him. I'll show you. But I said invite me. So we can tell if his friend right there, if that's his friend, we want him to move. Oh, well, he moved. Oh, so we don't need him.
They like my horns though?
You gotta move down a little bit so he has a perfect view.
Cool. Move down a little bit.
Oh, the glove, no sequence.
Listen, this person is cool. Like, he's fine being up here.
I'm fine with him. Oh, no sequence. Alright, hello?
Can I trade with you?
I'm inviting him so many times. Oh, I muted him. Rockstar joined.
Go up.
Yes!
Yo, YT, what's up?
I was trying to join the whole time.
I know, right? What's good, Mike?
So why you on my wall?
Bro, why are you upset about that? I thought you were fine with it.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
We just wanted to ask if you had a perfect view. Cause you would have moved down a little bit. Yeah, I got my spot.
Yeah, like I have my spot if you can move. Oh, never mind, it's fine. Yo, be up here, cause you have a perfect view up here. Oh, yes. I'm in the Almighty King.
Yeah, okay, little guy.
Yo, YT, how do you think about my rock?
I like the rock.
I spent 10 grand on this.
On a rock? That's worth $1?
I bought it for 10 grand.
What a
it's a
ripoff.
dinosaur fossil. It's a dinosaur fossil. I'm kidding, it costs 10 cents.
10 grand without the zeros.
Yeah, without the zeros. So 10 cents.
Yo, look at that Bigfoot looking stuff down there.
Yo, guys, 7 more minutes.
Yo, look at the unpeeled banana.
Oh, I feel so bad for
With
him.
no glasses. He's about to have a sunburn.
Costume.
He's about to have a big sunburn, and his head's gonna get melted.
Yep. Hey, YT, add me as a PlayStation friend.
So you brought this account?
Did you buy that account?
No.
Yeah, sure, buddy. Cause you have no friends.
On PlayStation.
Yeah, I'm your first friend on PlayStation.
I have a bunch of things on PlayStation.
Oh, it was on private. That's why. Hold up. It was definitely on private. Oh, I have 300.
I have like 500, 400, 500. Let me talk.
Yeah, you do have a bunch of friends.
Oh, you got the photo?
I have 415.
No, nah, homies. Nah, they gotta move. They ruined everything. Move.
Getting on my drone.
Yo, come right here.
It.
No, I called it. I'm the one who found the spot. And then everybody came landing here.
Oh my god, I can't even go on it.
Yeah, because this bum is right here. I'm gonna make sure I block his view.
I pushed him off, look. Got him off.
Let's get him off. Yates! Yates! He thinks he's good. He thinks he's good. Yeah, move it. Move it.
I'm blocking his view.
No, we lost one man. One man down. One man down.
You know there's a fastest way?
What?
But
No,
no, guys.
It won't let me on these zip lines.
Wait, no more zip lines?
No,
Ooh, son of a...
Crazy, dude. How did you fall?
Because I was jumping and you moved. I'm going to put on a different skin because you were being a little... Bro.
I'm not putting on this skin.
That's not even black.
What's not even black?
YT.
And it doesn't have to be that color, but I'll put on a different skin because
Show starts in 4 minutes. The screen just changed.
What color?
I got that screen.
Black leather glove, no
Guys,
sequins.
let's just move somewhere else, okay? Guys,
Black leather
this is a
glove, no
perfect view. I'm in a
sequins.
perfect view right now.
Show me where it's at.
Right here, right here. All you have to do is cross and see it. And then, yeah. Come here.
I see it perfectly. Yeah, I see it perfectly. Let me just show you that. Die show. Oh, it says it in each language. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go front row. I'm going front row. Perfect. Perfect. Just go front row. I'm the ultimate knight.
And I'm the fade.
I'm right here now. I'm wearing this one.
Okay, I can't. I don't have a perfect view here. I don't have a perfect view here.
Oh, right here you have a perfect view.
Nah, right up here. Yeah, you can't see any of the name tags. Just sit right here. Well, I have to get in front of this kid. I just have to get in front of this kid for a little bit. Yep, boom.
Babe, move out my way.
Just get in front of the kids, bro. Just get in front of the kids. I have a perfect view.
No, there's a perfect view right here, bro. That show begin at... Oh my gosh, that's the that show.
Show starts in...
Oh my gosh, this Deadpool's ruining my view. Hey yo, hey brother, how's your day? Good, I like to hear it. Hey yo, come down here.
Alright, whatever, I'll throw it down.
Come down here.
Yo sabe, Dios mío.
There's our...
sabe.
Yo,
You got that uno otro día.
El invente
If you get right on the edge right here, they can't ruin your view.
Yeah, but they can't ruin my view either way.
Oh yeah, they can't ruin the view right here.
What? I don't hear you. The headphones.
Yeah, this is the best view. Yo, this time is better than the last one where we had to go to the main stage. Like, in the main stage, you had to, like, people were emo, and it was annoying when they were emo while
He's
the
not on
music
the
was...
door.
Let's go. Let's going back on there. What a bitch. Oh, yeah, he's on. Oh, rock, we can take back a rock.
We could?
Yeah, Rocky, we coming back. Yeah. Don't let him on. Block it. Don't let him on. I'm bringing all that. Oh, what a bitch.
Pushes. Bump towards him a little bit.
Oh, I'm in a bubble.
Be faster.
Come on, this is my mom. I'm coming. Yes, Rocky's got you back. I'm coming back. You're ready to push.
Alright, let's move spots. I like this side. You can take middle.
Wait, middle's mine.
Nah.
No, middle's mine.
No, this is middle, right here. This is middle. Cause that's the middle of both of us. When the hell? He said he was coming.
I'm pushing.
Wait. Enemy's body! Show's about to start. No time to play around.
Yes, it's
Yo, show's about to start, guys. Yo, you're streaming this, right? Anyone here that's a streamer, you have to stream.
I've been streaming this since 20. I've been streaming for 24 minutes.
Yo, block it! One of us needs to go there. One of us needs to go there.
It's starting. Relax.
Oh, wait. Yo, come next to me. Yo, come next to me. See? We all have a perfect view, right?
Yeah, I do.
Alright, good. Nobody blocking any piece of the screen. United. Do we read this or do we hear it? Do y'all hear it?
Yeah, you have to hear it.
Okay, because I have to put my music up. It's also in sound effects too.
Oh God, no. Wait, it's sound effects?
Yeah, sound effects, turn it up.
So I'm looking forward to these conversations. To be educated, most importantly informed. We have more than
Everyone, stop.
Shut up,
Everyone, take your mic off.
Everybody just need the mics.
There's no way that we can talk about hip hop, or even the fact that we're talking about black folks suppression in Texas. We are talking about Bumpy. He is
Damn Mike, B Gamer.
a scholar.
Oh yeah, I just
Thank
muted
you so much for spending some time with us. Well, I don't want to start heavy, but I guess
Just mute other people, bro.
that's where we are in the world today. It's heavy as hell. And when you think about what needs to happen in this country in terms of change, what's the first thing that you think of?
Equality. That's pretty much the first thing that comes to mind, right? Black people need to be seen as equals in this world. You know, we have to fight just to be recognized as a full citizen in this country and not 3/5.
The world is now seeing what we've known for so long, the culture and in the community. The one way that we can fight is obviously voting. Talk to me about what voting means to you.
I hear people all the time talking about one vote doesn't matter and that voting doesn't make a difference. If that's true, why do they work so hard to suppress the black vote? Because they understand the power of the vote. And so it's time that black people collectively also understand the power of their vote. And not just on a national level, because a lot of times we don't have this conversation every 4 years. People need to be very much involved in their local politics. They need to understand who their elected officials are, where they stand on issues that affect you. And you need to use your vote to either support the ones that care about you and your condition, or to elect people who do. A newer initiative that we're dealing with is educating felons, right? So in the state of Texas, if you're a felon, right, if you've been to jail or to prison, but you're no longer on probation or parole, you have the right to register to vote. Another thing that was just brought to my attention is an initiative called The Orange, which is happening not just in Houston, but all over the country. If you're in jail currently, during pre-trial, but you have not been convicted, like you're still in jail waiting for your day in court, you are still eligible to vote.
And you said something so key. They work so hard to hope that we stay uninformed, but more importantly, to suppress the black vote. If you could do one thing with this message that we're trying to send today about how important voting is, what type of images would you like for people to understand and see when they go to these polls and vote, or when they cast their ballots?
I think the images that we've all seen, you know what I'm saying, for decades in this country, if not centuries in this country, we've seen black people oppressed, we've seen black people attacked. So every time you look back and you see those old black and white images of people of color being attacked by dogs and people of color being sprayed with hoses, that's what they were fighting for. Back then, they were just fighting for a chance to vote. People like Martin Luther King Jr., people like Malcolm X, these people died to help us be in a position to have the power that we have now, which is to be able to cast a vote and make a decision about the people that have control over our lives. So, I mean, if you in your own community need a reason to vote, look at a person like George Floyd. If the people in your city are not open to police reform, are not open to having a conversation about defunding the police, are not open to issues concerning economic equality, judicial equality, racial equality, right? If they're scared to say Black Lives Matter, you have the power to put people in those positions who do believe that Black Lives Matter, who do believe in racial equality, economic equality, judicial equality, right? Who see us as human beings. And if the people in your community don't feel that way, vote them out. It's that simple. Just vote them out. We don't have enough time to sit around and hope that people change their mind.
Yeah, Bobby, you point out something so important. We have the power, and that is in our vote, and that is with our voice, and that's how we use our voice. I think of where we are right now. People say this is a particular moment, but it is a movement, not just a moment, it is a movement. Why, in your opinion, was it George Floyd's death? Why was that the chosen brutality for people to say, oh my God, black people are so oppressed in this country? And it is not.
I think it's twofold here. So many different encounters between people of color and the police. There simply is no proof of what happened in the interaction. And so what happens is in a court of law, it tends to lean towards the policeman's point of view, right? In this case, we saw very clearly what happened. I think the other thing is due to the fact that everyone was at home, basically, during this time period in relation to the coronavirus, you couldn't avoid it, right? It was on every television station, it was on every social media platform. Everywhere you turn, you were trying to get upside the head with this message. You see it in interaction that this man did nothing to deserve what had happened.
I think that's so well said, because if you think about it, the grand scheme of things, it wasn't worth it. He didn't have to do so. So I think that we brought on, we touched on something that a lot of people talk about, and that is now defunding the police. That has been such a huge conversation. There's so many misconceptions around defunding and discounting. If you will, educate the audience.
All right, so most people, when they hear the term defund the police, they tend to think of, oh, they're going to take away our police department. And nothing could be further from the point. Defunding the police means that in certain communities, even in Houston, take for example, we had over $1 billion allocated to our police force. Now, what is that money being used for? Some of that money tends to be allocated towards riot shield, right? Pepper spray, right? That kind of thing. That's only used against the people that fund this budget, right? So why would the people want to supply the police with the means to repress them? If the police are concerned about the situation in certain communities with a higher crime rate, well, a higher crime rate tend to happen in communities where there's not employment opportunities, right? There's not a lot of social services, and people are going to do what they need to do to take care of themselves and their families. When the community has more opportunities for employment, more opportunities for upward mobility, then they tend to be less of a strain on the government. They tend to have a lower crime rate, and because of that, we'll have less need for the police in those communities.
You are passionate about so many different things in terms of making sure that we're holding our leaders accountable. Talk to me about some of the other projects that you're on.
Well, right now, obviously, being a part of More Than a Vote is essential. We're dealing with primaries in this country right now, and we just want to educate people. We want to inform people because people are tired, they're angry, they're concerned, and they want information and they want action. And so we want to make sure that we give them the right information and lead them in the right direction. And we thank the people that do not look like us for standing with us right now. It's very important that people who aren't black be involved, because if black people would have gotten rid of racism, we would have done it hundreds of years ago. And so I'm trying to use my voice and my platform just to let people know that if they feel like I do, there's a number of places they can go to enact change in their community. People need to know about how the city council runs. They need to know that they have the ability to speak when city council meets, to let them know that that's not the way that they feel their city needs to be run. Those are not the places that they feel the money of their community needs to be allocated.
And Bubby, even a step further, they can run for office in their local community. They can run for positions. Like, people act like they leave it up to somebody else. If you're upset, it's not hard to get on the school board. It's not hard to be a part of the city council. It really isn't. And depending on how small your town is, you could be a mayor. It's the power is with the people, and we need to just know that that's happening.
Absolutely, and it's always been with the people. You know, if you look at Trayvon Martin's mother, Sabrina Fulton, right? She felt that there was a system of racism and a system of oppression that led to her son's death. And so what did she do? She ran for city council, and she was elected to city council. Our own former president, 44, Barack Obama, right, started in the community as an activist, ran for an elected position, became senator, ran for another elected position, and became president of the United States. So don't think that you can't make a difference. You know what I'm saying? You don't need a lot of money. You don't need a lot of power. Your voice is enough to make a difference.
Amen. I feel like I need to go out and run for something. You gave me a rousing speech there, sir. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you this. When I talk to my brothers, I have to ask you, as a black man, how are you doing? Are you okay?
I'm good. I'm good. I have a very strong relationship with God, so prayer definitely works for me. I have children and grandchildren who are watching me, who are encouraged by what I do, and they're proud of me right now, you know, and that's really what matters, you know. The change starts at home, you know, so as long as you have a support system that believes in what you're doing and supports you in what you're doing, you have everything you need to go out there and fight the good fight. And for those that don't, there's a community of people here to help you. So you can go to places like morethanavote.org. There are many different places that will encourage you, inform you, and they will put you with groups of people that feel like you, that are ready to take action. So no one has to go about this alone if they want to do it.
Yeah, we're stronger together. People have been saying it, but that has much more meaning now that we are in our movement, not just this moment. Bun B, it has been an education, always a pleasure. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Keep fighting the good fight.
Keep up the good fight.
Yeah, la.
So our next guest, I have to admit, I'm a fan, but there are so many different people that we could talk to, and I thought it was so imperative that we speak with her. You know her as Molly on the huge, successful show Insecure, HBO's Insecure. She also has a comedy special highlighting her Nigerian roots, and she's an amazing podcaster. Let's welcome in Yvonne Orji, everyone. You have such a beautiful way of making things funny, giving us our medicine with some candy, right? The humor and the healing. You bring all of that to your space. And right now, as you look across this country and how everyone is so broken and so upset, if it's not social injustice, it's the pandemic, it's depression, it's unemployment, the list goes on and on. How are you doing, quite frankly?
You know, I'm rediscovering self in a way that is hard but necessary, that will lead to ultimate joy. I know it sounds like a lot, but no, I think I personally think that God put all of us on a global timeout. Like we just, America hasn't done as good as other people when it comes to timeouts because everyone else is out playing at recess, and we're still in the principal's office hoping and wishing we can come out. But I think that if we settle into the timeout and really learn the lesson that we're supposed to learn from this season, I think we'll emerge better. We'll learn how to play well with others in more ways than one. And so personally for me, I'm taking this time to learn me in a new way. I feel like I'm being ushered into a new season, and I'm getting still, because sometimes the busy confounds the work that we're supposed to actually be doing. We're busy doing other stuff, but we got work that we need to do on the inside. And I'm leaning into it. I'm like, dang, I thought I was gonna be able to rest like everybody else. And God's like, nah, we got work to do.
You know what? And I think that's what everybody is saying about 2020. It's demanding that we be better. And you said it's a global timeout. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, it's like everyone sit down, be humble, to quote the great prophet Kendrick Lamar. But like, no, seriously, sit down and let's reevaluate some things. Let us unearth and shake up the things that we have been trying to hide within ourselves, within our nation. I think America is going through an unraveling right now, a much needed, a much necessary one. And I think all eyes on us, right? There is no, oh, I was on the subway for an hour, so I didn't miss that thing that happened. No, everybody was home. Everybody, was watching when George Floyd died, and everybody, no one could hide it. Everyone was watching when Amy Cooper called the cops. Like, this is a time where it's like, oh, we can't pretend it away. We can't excuse it away. No, 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 no. It's a global timeout. Sit down, watch, and let's learn. And globally, it's like, hey, we were going business as usual, but it ain't usual no more. Like that's old. Anytime change occurs, it's very uncomfortable. And so right now we're sitting with we're getting we're getting comfortable with the uncomfortable.
The minorities, we've been comfortable with being uncomfortable because that to me explains just the existence for whatever we want to do, how we break into our careers, how we live our lives, how we find ourselves one of the few or one of the first. And that's a lonely road. When you look at, and when you talk about this global timeout, everybody had to pay attention to Amy Cooper. Everyone had to pay attention to George Floyd. How is that helping us as a people, as a country during our global timeout?
I think, well, one, we're not minorities, Carrie. You already know it. It's like these labels that they put on us. It's like the same way of saying like black on black violence. Also, there's no white on white violence. It's branding.
Yeah,
right. It's all branding.
Yeah, you're right.
It's like white people kill white people every single day. So no, there is no black on black violence. And if you say black on black violence, well then let's brand white on white violence. Like I watch Investigation Discovery. Ain't too many of us been featured. So, I just even like, but to answer your question, what does that do? I think what everyone expected is what has happened in the past when the world was still open, right? In that, okay, you had everyone, from Trayvon Martin to Castillo to Sandra Bland. You had all of these lives lost, and Black people made some noise. We rioted, we got out in the streets, we started the Black Lives Matter movement, all of those things. And then white people kind of just like, oh, let's give them something. And then it's just like, is it over? It's like Oscar so Black. Okay, good. We gave some Oscars. Are we good now? Like, are we even? And it's just like, oh no, 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 no. This is not about like a band-aid. It's like, yo, we might have to amputate the leg a little bit, but it's all right because by amputating the leg, we're gonna save the body. And so I think that's what's happening now. Like, America is realizing, like, oh, Black people aren't just making a little bit of noise. Like, the protests are still out. The conversations are still being had. The change is still being demanded. And I think they're seeing, oh, this is not going away. And no, it's not, because we need systematic change.
What a beautiful way to explore what is happening and describe our country. We might have to amputate the leg, but that's to save the body. That's what's happening right now. That's beautiful, Yvonne. And to that end, I have to ask you this, because the way that we do that, we use our voice. And our voice right now in this world, in this country, is our vote. And everyone talks about voting and how important it is, but I feel like more than ever we understand that it's not just about voting every 4 years for the man in office. It's about your local elections. It's about the mayor. It is about the district attorney, the people who have the power to bring charges against police if police brutality is an issue in your community. If you care about your school district, you can run for the school board. I ask this of you, right? Your parents are from Nigeria. You are Nigerian. You talk about that very lovingly. What does voting mean for you?
I think voting is power. I remember, I became a naturalized citizen back in the 90s when, because I was still a minor, my mom naturalized, and so we were able to do it under her. And just even that power of, like, we are American citizens and all the access that we have by being citizens, one of those accesses and those access to power being voting, it's a big deal. It's a big deal because not only do we have the opportunity to be in this country, but now we can be of the country. We can be of the systems. We can be of the rules. We can be of what it actually affords. But I think, going back to your earlier comment about just the setup of systems, I think we are done a disservice, either it's schools or whatever it is. And I'm not putting teachers on blast. I think teachers do a phenomenal job, but for some reason, we do not, and give them all the raises. I know too many parents who are like, this child of mine, I do love them, but hey, where can I drop them off? And I do think that there's a disservice done because, again, when we talk about them, to your point, we talk about every 4 years. It's important to vote for the presidency. We don't realize, like, oh, snap, we actually can vote about, like, how much our libraries get. It's like small things like that, but they make a big difference.
When you think of voter suppression in this country, what does it look like for you?
It's the systems. When we talk about voter suppression, we also talk about systematic racism, right? It's all the systems that set up. And we've normalized, okay, maybe your job will give you a half day, or maybe, you'll be able to get this luxury. It shouldn't be a luxury. It should be built into the system. It should be built into the fabric of how we vote. But maybe you'll be able to get this luxury in order to enable you to go vote. Think about everything disenfranchised, marginalized Black person has to endure in a day. So in a day, you need to get to work. If something happens to your car, if something happens to your child care, if something happens to, there's so many factors along the way that can send you into a tailspin as an American. And then you add on as a person of color. If you're just trying to get to vote and you already have to go through all of these hurdles and hoops in your everyday life, imagine the one day when your voice really is supposed to matter the most in this country. But then you also see all the times that you tried to have your voice matter, and then it's been shut down, repressed, told it doesn't matter. And then you're kind of like, what's the point?
How do we keep hope, though? If I'm watching this right now, how do we as a people stay hopeful? How do we believe in the promise that these quote unquote forefathers have given us?
Because have you met Black people? By default, Like hope is infused in our DNA. Like you know what I'm saying? Like if we haven't been broken now through be it through
You're right.
slavery, through
Give
capitalism,
it to me.
through
Give it
through
to me.
colonization, through
Yeah,
segregation,
you're right.
through I mean, listen, the history of black people in this country is at one point we were 3/5 the people.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
At one,
That was a written law. And look at us now. We are whole. We are black girl magic. We are black boy joy. We are, you know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
What I think about in terms of giving us hope, right? We're making a lot of people nervous right now, Carrie. We're
Oh,
making a
girl.
lot of people
Ben.
nervous right now because they're like, dang, we put all these obstacles in their way, and these jokers are resilient. But that should give us hope. That should give us hope that like we can't stop, won't stop. I mean, I went to the school of Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Hashtag, Harlem shaking it right now. Can't stop, won't stop. And I think that's our motto. We can't stop voting and we won't stop voting. We can't stop marching and we won't stop marching. We can't stop thriving and we won't stop thriving.
To that end, because you led me directly there, I've been asking everyone who's appeared on this platform, what does activism look like? And I feel like back in the day, we had an idea. Yes, it is marching. Yes, it is protesting. Yes, it is speaking out against things that we feel are not right or unjust. But talk to me about what activism looks like for Yvonne Orji.
Listen, activism, I think the beauty of activism is that it has many faces, right? You're going to have the people on the front lines. Like, you know what? Martin Luther King marched, but there were a lot of women who were in the homes like, hey, BT Dubs, when they come back, this is how we support all the people who are marching on the front lines. And we're going to be here doing what we know to do best here. And you know what? Somebody needs to bail them out of jail so now we need to be in the community, getting money or whatever it is. So it's like everybody has a position to play. And so play your position like a shortstop, bruh. So whoever you are and whatever you do, play your position. So activism could look like, you know what? I'm not the one that's built to be on the front line, but you know what? My pockets go deep, so I'm gonna support the people on the front line. I'm a comedian. Black joy is a form of activism.
There's always a call for entertainers or celebrities that have the platform to do something. Why aren't you speaking out? I'm not a believer in thinking that it's mandatory. Like you said, everyone can be an activist and be activated in different ways. Talk to me about the marginalization of your work. It even inspires us to say more and use your platform to do more. We need to surface of what we do, like Nat says, it's the who, right? The who is the person who's going to be like, hey, let me call this out. Either blind racism, in terms of overt racism, in terms of ways that we can be better, in terms of ways that we can actually be more uplifting to the community that we may not even realize that you're serving. Before I let you go, talk to me about the urgency in your opinion for people to vote, our people to get out and vote this week. Yeah, I mean, right. If you think you're tired now, I'm telling you right now, we cannot take this today. We can't take this joke. I understand that it may be hard to figure out who to vote for. But at the end of the day, we gotta vote for our families. We gotta vote for our legacy. We gotta vote for continued progress. We have to vote.
Yo, she's still going?
Tell me about it.
I've been going to get my food.
I've been going to get ice cream.
I went to go get my food. I thought everybody just the other talked about the other one just went on and came back and then niggas still going?
Even though we should be listening though.
5 hours later.
I don't have a problem with this lady going. I'm learning something.
5 years later.
She's about to hang up on her.
Still going.
Shut up.
My business. Bye.
Also, don't let me forget, a hugely successful stand-up comedy special on HBO. I mean, you're doing it all, and I am so grateful. You are truly the dream, not just the American dream. You are the black girl, brown girl, you are all dream. Immigrant dream, everything. You are a beautiful, beautiful soul. I really, really mean that. Yvonne Orji, ladies and gentlemen, nothing but the best and excellent personified. Thank you so much.
Hey, dance guys. Hey, everybody jump, everybody jump.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So Atlanta has been one of the hotbeds in terms of political unrest and social injustice.
We're moving in 5 minutes, bro.
In that city, and we've also seen some.
We're about to have to do another match in 5 minutes, okay?
Alright.
Civil rights movement that's marking in June. But right now, we want to welcome in someone who has used this platform to talk about racial injustice and how he's trying to help. Atlanta's very own Russ joins us now. Russ, I'm not going to fan out and tell you what is one of my favorite songs or that I don't think you can even know. So we're going to get to the topic at hand. So we're going to talk about recently you did an interview. And you also were very candid about the fact that you have a privilege and that it's necessary for you to give back. Tell me about it.
It's very obvious. I'm in Black culture and I'm benefiting financially off it. So I feel like if you're a white person financially benefiting off of Black culture, you have to put finances back into Black culture. So it's that simple. The screenshots with your feelings, it just comes off like fake empathy. Because it comes off very dismissive and very, oh, that sucks for y'all. But anyway, back to what I was doing.
Have you felt that way always, or is it now because of the time of where we are in this country?
I've always had the feeling. I think now it's just obviously elevated to a new level, and there's new, it's to the point now where you can't. First of all, you can't not say anything. Second of all, though, I just think saying something isn't enough anymore. I think if you have the ability to put money back into a culture that you're financially benefiting from, have the ability to, you should.
It's interesting that you talk about it in that way because some people do believe that silence is the best way to go because it's hard to talk, especially in Black culture. People just feel as if they can't talk about it. They feel like they don't have the privilege of the voice or the words. How do you find yourself right now in terms of interacting with people when they talk to you about social injustice, police brutality, what's going on in this country right now?
Well, first of all, picking and choosing whether you want to be silent or not, awake, that's a privilege in of itself. But no, I mean, I try to just do my best to listen to the Black people around me and the educated Black people I have in my life. So I do my best to not act like I have all the answers for everything, especially in a culture that I'm not from. But that's why when we decided to raise the money. Black Lives Matter organization, when we raised $500,000, we got on the phone with some of the women who started Black Lives Matter. I got on the phone with Tina, and I was on the phone with Karen Sylvia, talking with my friends to make sure the money went to like the correct places. It's just about listening. That's all. It's about listening.
Let's talk about that for a minute, because the way I think of activism, for me, it looks very differently. It's not necessarily just protesting. I think that's great. But what about being an activist in the way in which you have decided to be?
Does this man know what he's talking about or what?
Yo, Lewis. This is respectful, right?
What's respectful?
Yeah, put your thing on volume.
It was 3 years ago. I had like a festivals, and I decided,
but like this is really nice to see. Even though the part about rules.
What better time to use a platform than in front of a bunch of people. So one of the T-shirts I wore was if you want to change the system, speak up, white silence is pro-racism, the whole thing. And it didn't really it kind of got swept under the rug back then. But when all this stuff started happening again, and it's been happening, the police brutality against innocent Black people, I was like, man, I'm not the biggest artist in the world, and I certainly don't have the most white fans in the world, but I got a good amount of people that I can definitely mobilize and turn into some money, and I know they're down for the cause because it's merch, it's a good thing, and I've always been outspoken anyway, and so how am I going to be in Black culture and not be outspoken about racism?
And then I gotta ask you this, because you grew up in
Up in a bit, because you see how the party's about to move?
so many people, because you're in the
Yeah, well, we're up to ready up in right now.
What time is it? Oh, it's...
You still watch it. Just keep watching it.
We are really getting our work
They're already up.
especially with this platform today.
No, don't, because you're still watching it.
Our voice
¿Qué? ¡Es tuyo!
about what
Do you guys want to ready up or not?
Yeah, so
Mira!
full transparency, I had never voted for him. Ever. And, you know, I was one of those people who was like, my vote doesn't matter, and, you know, and I don't know. Maybe
I can't see the face, so we have to ready up.
I don't know, but I just think that it's got to, you know, now this is a bit of a privilege to say it's got to a breaking point for me because I keep
What did you do with this?
How long are we doing this again? Alright, then let's keep on doing it, and then we can play Call of Duty if y'all want.
What? Yeah. Oh my god, I think that was what. Yo guys, Black Lives Matter! If you see Black Lives Matter,
What? I have a YouTube page. I'm streaming.
Rainbow Six Siege.
it's the game. Do you see the event still happening? Like there's something that you should be watching, not just like skipping because you think it's boring. It's something respectful. Oh yeah, it's still going. But yo guys, it's still going from the same part that it stopped.
That you were on. Look, everybody, it's the same people I've been seeing earlier in our other one too.
Yeah. I want them all the same.
They're the same because they joined our... Yo, Shanna! Yo, Smino! Then that's your problem!
It's not a bunch of people out of it, you know?
Shut the hell up, I don't
Is it the
want
nursery guys?
No.
It's time to actually.
Oh, that's not nursery.
It's time to go.
Oh,
It's time to just stop talking about it.
Oh, Smino!
Big time for that. Like I said,
Mira, mira! No, mira!
about it, but
¡Eva! ¡No haces eso!
we all know that this is going to be your first time voting.
Jesus!
What that experience is going to be like for you in terms of what you're excited about.
I think you know what it's gonna do for me. It's gonna let me know that I'm contributing to something bigger than myself, and I'm actually putting my money where my mouth is, and I'm being about it. Because you know, for so long, and I know I'm not alone with this, but you know, standing on the outside and just screaming about this and that, and this should change. And it's like, all right, but did you vote? You know. And so I'm, you know, I know it's gonna feel good to know that I played a small role, you know? And that's the problem. I think the mentality of like my vote doesn't matter needs to be changed to my vote, albeit small, does matter. It's a role I'm playing. I play my part, and you play your part, and he and she plays their part. Then we make a difference. But you know, it'll feel. I have a feeling it's gonna feel very bigger than me. And I think when you realize that giving actually feels better than receiving, that's when you start wanting to do your part and contribute. So voting is an easy way to give.
To whom much is given, much is required. We need to give on each platform, and we are so grateful. As philanthropists, artists, community activists, first-time voter, we appreciate your voice.
Thank you, I appreciate you.
Man's ruining my view. You want to ruin my view, right? Hey, move out of my way.
So cities like Atlanta,
Hey, crazy.
Yeah?
What teams you got right now?
None. But that doesn't matter to me. I'm still gonna stream.
Yeah, bro, like, how much views you got? 'Cause a bunch of people should be watching this.
I have 4.
I have 0.
Yeah, that's good. I'm gonna be watching this from your stream, okay?
I appreciate you. I brought in Atlanta and Chicago because I know you grew up in the metropolitan area. and more specifically McDonald's.
Do y'all know each other in real life?
No, we're just real good friends.
Pretty good friends. We know where we live though. This guy's white. This guy right here is white. You wanna know why he keeps on blocking our stuff, bruh? Back up, bro. Back up. Like for real. Stop it. You don't got anything better to do, you freaking retard?
You're not live.
I am.
It says you're not live for me. Yo, let me reset my computer.
Look at this Captain America.
Yeah,
he's white.
It says you're not live.
He's disturbing us. People who block your way of seeing, that's how you know they're white and they don't want you seeing this.
You are a part of that. Talk to me about why that's important for you right now and to be a part of that collective.
To me personally, it's important to be a part of that because baseball, my practice, is not being
White frick? Bro, these guys are white fricks. All of these kids in here are white, bro.
Why?
Because they keep on blocking my way of my view.
Like, I may not be white, but like, I worship Black Lives Matter.
Damn, I can't have a spot.
Like, I worship, like, Black Lives Matter is respectful. Like, no one can say Black Lives don't matter. Like, that's just fucked up.
This is on TikTok, dude.
Look at all of them. They're literally blocking it.
You see, there's one white kid that's watching it.
No, he's blocking my way of the view.
It's a PlayStation testing.
No, all the defaults are blocking my view.
Come back up here then.
Too many kids up there.
We gotta push them off.
My guy, this default's trying to block our way. Get off, default. We're trying to watch this. It's respectful. No!
Yeah.
That's the white default. That's the white default. That's the kid who's white, bro.
I'm using my horn.
God, come up here. Come up here.
Give me luck this time.
Guys, I know where to go. I know where to go. Perfect spot.
On the mountain?
Yeah, mountain. Even though we probably won't be able to go.
No, you can watch it. I tried it once. I tried it yesterday to get. I was trying to get perfect view yesterday, and I saw the mountain was the best view.
Yeah, you gotta go on the side of the mountain for the best view.
It's that you don't hear it.
How do you stop your enemies?
I hear it. I hear it.
If I don't see it good, I can't do that. You guys just come on that. There's a good view.
Why am I getting the tree?
I don't know. I'll show y'all one thing y'all can do. Bro,
Don't see it. Don't see it.
you can see the behind of it though. Just go behind it. Just go behind it. Literally the smart way. Yo, the behind it. Look how lit that looks. We have it perfect view, bro.
Yeah, we have a perfect view.
Do you feel that this is the type of movement that is sustainable, or is it just for a time?
But it takes everyone joining the conversation. Right now, I feel like there's little things it's possible to distract from the bigger issue. It's all drafted. It's all our president being arrested. On the other side, saying it's not but now we're having those conversations together. So I think this is sustainable. It's not always just really popular.
I'm watching Black Lives Matter on foot. Why?
Yo, my friend thinks that Black Lives Matter waste of time on the YouTube and stuff. Pick Jaden.
Got you.
Oh, what's up, Jaden?
Pick Jaden. It's really annoying.
Has he talked yet? There's a kid right here trying to block my view. Screw you.
I'm on my way.
Look at them. Bro, why they gotta be so rude?
I don't see perfectly for the good. No.
Some people are just so rude. Can't we just watch from the water?
No. Not the best view.
Unless you're on top of this rock. Yikes!
I can see it from right here.
Where? You can hear it still?
Yeah.
Yo, it's lit over here.
I need to put my thing on. I don't hear it.
Oh my gosh, I'm so laggy.
How are we supposed to get up here? Guys, what if some people think Black Lives don't matter? Why?
Let me be doing something, okay, y'all?
Oh, fuck, my friend doing gun. What team? Hello? What, Jaden? Jaden, leave. We don't want to play. I don't want to play with you.
How old is he?
He's at 5.
All lives matter. Who is Jordan?
Yeah, all lives do matter, but like, right now the top one that you have to be worrying about is Black Lives.
Yep.
Especially after that cop killed a man that was black, that was choking, that he had to help, not kill.
Specifically from Georgia, because that's such a battleground.
I know it's just because of like the skin color, but that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean that you don't have to be friendly with them. They're still humans like us. There's nothing different about them but their skin colors. Like, right now the top ones are basically Donald Trump with the Mexican shit, but he stopped with that. But right now the top one is the Black Lives Matter. That's the top one that you have to be focusing about.
The idea of voter suppression. Especially.
Shut him up, yacht. Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
No one said that, Jordan. Somebody in my thing said it is not like white people don't get killed for no reason. Most white people are crack addicts.
Listen, if someone wants to say that like white lives that like Black Lives Matter, I'm just like fine with that. But like if you don't disrespect that like it basically it's hurtful to say Black Lives don't matter. But like if you're trying to protect it, and that's fine. Yo, bye. I'm just gonna move my mic, okay?
You're right about that, and you're right. People are spreading the word unapologetically. We out here. We doubling down. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Right. Send me a friend request. My name's Shakerboy5.
Yeah,
Hey everybody, I am so excited to welcome a friend, a brother,
and subscribe to
family member, if you will, former colleague, NBA great, sports analyst, philanthropist.
My name is Camille Habib Habab. Camille as in camel, Habib Habab as in corn on the cob.
Talk to me about how important it is for the people who know you and love you and look up to you. Why is it so important that you use your platform to talk about voting?
Initially, we have to get past the stigma of the mental systemic racism that comes with the presidential race, governors, mayors, senators, judges. We've been conditioned to believe that our vote does not matter. So usually when we looked up at all of those races and people that were running, not only did they not look like us, we didn't believe they were there to represent our best interests. So therefore, as a collective, we didn't mobilize until Barack Obama, and we felt a sense of hope that finally our country is going to do something that we felt would never happen in our lifetime. And I remember being at the inauguration in 2008. I made sure I was there. And we voted. In 2016, we didn't vote, Kerry. We didn't vote. And so many people try to make this political. This is not political. Me telling somebody to vote is like telling somebody to pay taxes. So that's one, getting over the stigma of nobody is going to represent our best interest. And then number two, the reality is that the person that gets the most votes doesn't necessarily win the presidency. That's uncomfortable right there, because that's actually what took place in 2016. The Electoral College chose the president. And if you put all of their pictures up, I'm pretty sure they look a lot more like each other than they look like you and I. How about that? And then the third thing, especially in urban environments, oh man, they create barriers for us, Kerry. It's like you got to jump over the fence, you got to run past the dog, you got to jump on the hood of the car. The lines is 5 hours long. You get up to the poll and they don't work.
Oh, found a kid that was trying to be racist and found a white kid who was trying to block me from seeing the they run. Put a bitch, am I right?
Finally, we don't have a day off to vote. We don't have a day off to vote. So we don't have a day off. So we don't have a day off. And I gotta work to pay my bills. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna mail it. And you know what you want people to realize? You know what you want people to realize? So your vote will mail it in. So those are a few things that I hope we can do and mobilize. And shout to LeBron and his team. Shout to you and everybody involved. We will make a difference.
Well, let's talk about more than a vote. There is a black collective of athletes, of artists, coming together and saying voter suppression is a real deal, especially in the black community. When you just talked about, I got to work, so I can't go vote. And then when we do get in the booth, just in case we don't have to work, do we know who we're voting for? Not only do we have to vote, we got to be educated. And it's not always even about the man who's in office or the woman who's in office for president. It's about your local elections. It's about the people who are your DAs, your state DAs, like the people who actually make change in your community, who will change police brutality, who will make sure that your community is taken care of, who will defund police and hope that they can help you in stopping police brutality. So talk to me about why you decided to be a part of More Than a Vote and what it actually means.
Well, it means a lot to be involved with such an impressive collective as you mentioned. And I said this multiple times, and I know it can be uncomfortable when I say it, but a lot of times we have to get to the root of the issue before we find the solution. And the quote was, I wish America loved black people as much as it loves black culture. And this collective, by the way, represents in a lot of ways what's encouraging, but also sometimes disappointing about our role as black people in America. Because we were brought here as labor and to entertain. And we use those vehicles to get paid and move to the suburbs and be idols of white kids. And so now that we have this collective, I would say sports and entertainment represent the most powerful group of black men in the world.
I know it is. It is a good movie.
Talking about money, power, celebrity, the ability to mobilize, community involvement.
Hey Jordan, invite me.
And so to have all of us pull it in the same direction at the same time for anything that we're passionate about is going to be a difference maker, but it's definitely going to be a difference maker in the 2020 vote, because we're going to make sure we inform everybody that they can let their voice be heard, and failure is not an option.
Jalen, what does voter suppression look like to you?
A perfect example took place recently, Kerry, in Kentucky. It was 6 p.m. at night, and so many people were standing in line enthusiastic to vote. And you know what they did? Locked the doors. And you know what the people did? They continued to bang on the doors, continued to bang on the windows. They continued to let it be known they were not going to leave the premises until they got a chance to vote. And you know what ended up happening? They opened those doors and allowed those people to vote. So do not be discouraged. These barriers show you that it matters, and we're here to help you break through them. The same thing with our
Yo.
voices, Kerry, because you know what's going to happen. At some point, Breonna Taylor is not going to be trending anymore. People are not going to be protesting anymore. But it's still up to us to keep making sure that our voices get heard, and this is one way to do so.
Right, and that is a form of being activated, being an activist. It doesn't have to be protesting. It doesn't have to look like what you think traditionally activism looks like. It's voting. It's that simple.
We now have to understand, like, this is a critical mass moment for this movement to continue to hold up as much steam for as long as possible. And that's what this collection is going to hopefully allow for that situation to happen.
Jalen, in today's age of technology, it should be easier to vote.
No doubt. It's like we call these devices smartphones, but yet I can't vote from them. All of the things that we do in our lives are in our phones. All of these barriers are things that people will need to overcome in order to create a level of enthusiasm to vote. And again, this is not political. It's your right to do so. And there's so many times where you feel like somebody may have gotten done unjustly in your community. Pay attention to who the judges are, who's running for Senate, mayor, governor. Pay attention who's running for president. And let's make sure in 2020 we make a difference.
Why is more than a vote so important and invaluable in our community right now?
Well, because right now, I think we have an opportunity to let our voices be heard louder than ever. Anytime you see the mobilization of white kids holding Black Lives Matter signs, that means there's a breakthrough. Now, what happens with that breakthrough is the next step. You're not going to see them kids, you're going to see all of these companies telling you how they're going to work on their diversity, how they're looking themselves in the mirror. They need to make change. Just like in sports, right? Look on the field, on the court, all those black players. Further you get up, it's like altitude or a ladder. It gets thinner and thinner. And so a lot of people talk about the system being broken. I hate to remind people that it's not broken. It was built this way. And one of our ways to help change the system is to vote. So that's why more than a vote is so very important, so we can make sure everybody participates and gives themselves an opportunity to let their voice be heard.
I think it's interesting because you talked about black men being very powerful in the U.S. if they're athletes and entertainers, because for so long those have been the only avenues traditionally to create wealth. The NBA season comes back. What are your feelings on the season coming back in the midst of everything that is happening?
I think you'll see players challenging the establishment more. You're going to see them saying, okay, if you have all of these marketing and promotional deals, how many of them are with minorities? How many people are you employing in NBA? What about certain teams? Who do you have as a minority owner? Or what about the candidates that you have for positions of power? NBA players have proven as blacks that they are now movers and shakers in the game. They're now the dog, not the tail. So if they decide not to play, some of the biggest social changes and conversations have taken place in sports that weren't during the game. Colin Kaepernick was before the game. The Ali Summit was a press conference. So they could mobilize if they chose to. But when and if you do play, challenge the league. Black Lives Matter on the jersey. Continue to make sure that every time people are watching the game, they're also seeing the movement happen.
Jalen, I appreciate you because you are always entertaining and informative at once. I really, truly am looking forward to the NBA season. Thank you for working with More Than a Vote because your voice, your platform, all of it is needed, my friend. Be safe, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I love and appreciate you. One call away always.
Thank you. Love you, brother.
Love you too.
Every conversation that we had today, I hope was helpful for you. I am so grateful to everyone who came on with me to talk about what's going on in our culture and how we need to change. Huge shout out to Jalen Rose, Bun B, Jason Hayward, Yvonne Orji, and Russ. Their words were inspiring, but also important and invaluable. I hope your phone is full with all the information that we've been able to place in front of you. Again, you need to check out these resources because they are so important because we want you to vote. That is your voice. It is important. We, the people, want you to vote. So go to morethanavote.org, fairfight.com, and whenweallvote.org. Again, thank you so much for joining us and paying attention because this message, again, is invaluable. I'm Carrie Champion for We the People.
Person, I got hit the bottom.
That's why there's flies everywhere.
Of course they did on me. Bro,
Alright, bet. It's 4v4. I mean 3v3.
Yeah, 3v3, let's go, cuz. Back out. Back out wherever match you in.
Crazy. 32-4, dear God.
What?
Yo.
Bro, back out.
Oh my God.
I already backed out. Damn.
Oh my God.
Hey, shut up.
Oh, yo, shut up.
That was some annoying piece of shit.
It's the 8-ball skin, Iris skin, not Iris skin, whatever that skin is, and the Value skin.
There ain't no 8-ball skin here, bro.
The 2 Knight skins, y'all on the same team, and the Locky skin. Y'all on the same team.
Who said I don't have the Locky too, boy?
It's a 3v3, stupid.
But I'm not gonna play with y'all. I'm playing Call.
It's a 3v3. Yeah, the 2 Locky
I'm playing
skins
Call of
and
Duty, bro.
And the Red Knight.
Yeah, so you want me to call?
Yeah.
Bro,
I'm not trying to play this game.
And yeah, that was kind of cool. Like, it's kind of meh.
I see you on the Call of Duty, alright?
What?
I see you on Call of Duty. You dipped?